The Horror Show pay-per-view has just been completed. Roman Reigns, with the help of his wise man Paul Heyman, again retaining his championship. On SmackDown the next week, a frustrated Adrian Frost said he's going to leave a message for Roman Reigns. He basically said that Roman Reigns cannot defeat him without help or without intentionally getting himself disqualified, so he laid the challenge out to face him at SummerSlam. A cocky Roman Reigns accepted this challenge, but little did Adrian Frost know that Roman Reigns accepting this match is going to change his career in the WWE forever. See, Roman was very, very confident in accepting this challenge because he knew something that Frost didn't. And what Frost didn't know was if he lost this match, his contract is terminated. It is now SummerSlam main event. Adrian Frost was fighting like a man who had everything to lose, because he did. If he lost this match against Roman Reigns, he's done in the WWE. But these two going back and forth, giving the crowd something to remember for years. As Roman Reigns set up for that spear, the spear that put away so many people in his life. He reversed it into a pedigree. Roman Reigns is stunned and hurt. He connects with a super kick that left Roman Reigns face down in the ring. Adrian Frost setting up for one last pedigree until Solo Sikoa, a cousin of Roman Reigns, came down to make a name for himself to join the bloodline. Helping Roman Reigns is what Solo Sikoa was doing here. Solo Sikoa hit the Uso splash, dragged Roman Reigns over Adrian. Roman Reigns has done it. Roman Reigns has retained the Universal Championship, but at the expense of Frost's career. We are now on SmackDown following the pay-per-view. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa were in the ring. As they kept it very short and very sweet, all he said was, "I told you I was going to ignite flames to the Frost." As Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns laughed and joked about Adrian never wrestling again, what was happening within was not anything to laugh at. What was going to happen was very serious. Clash of Champions comes upon us. Roman Reigns and Cesaro are in a match, and Roman Reigns is picking Cesaro apart. It was like a cat playing with the mouth. This match looked completely unfair as we watch Roman Reigns almost murder Cesaro in this ring. But as soon as Cesaro was getting ahead in the match, you see Solo Sikoa appear out of nowhere. And then again, Roman locks in that guillotine one last time. Roman ultimately wins this match, heads up the ramp, but Solo Sikoa decides to taunt a little to show the fans he's still champ. NXT TakeOver 31 is the time period where Roman officially offered Solo Sikoa a spot in Bloodline. Little did Roman Reigns know, as Hell in a Cell was approaching, Solo Sikoa had his own intentions at going for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa were head and head, arguing every week until Hell in a Cell finally came, while Roman gave him the opportunity. He gave Solo the opportunity with one mission in mind. If he loses, he has to become an indentured servant, just like Jey Uso and just like Jimmy. As we watch Roman Reigns destroy Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns retains in the Hell in a Cell in dominating fashion. And a couple of weeks later on SmackDown, Roman Reigns talks about how Bloodline is going to hold all the gold by the end of Survivor Series. Survivor Series, the best of the best compete here from SmackDown and from Raw. But this time, Bloodline dominated. Jimmy and Jey Uso faced off against RK-Bro for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And we all know the result of that. Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Bloodline, wins. Later down the line, we see Solo Sikoa and Ricochet face off for the Intercontinental Championship. Solo Sikoa becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. As Solo Sikoa won, the crowd was happy that Solo Sikoa became champion. But then they quickly came to the realization that something was about to happen that they did not want to happen. And that's the Bloodline holding all the gold on SmackDown. That means the Bloodline owns SmackDown and they run SmackDown. It was only one match to stop it. Roman Reigns and Cesaro again. Cesaro getting his redemption here at Survivor Series. As Roman Reigns looks at it down Cesaro and says, "Don't make the mistake again," and hits him with a spear. And as the crowd wonders what does Roman means by that, he goes back down and says, "You have time to think about it. Don't make the mistake again." As he nails him with another spear, but ironically and strangely, he doesn't go for the cover. He walks out the ring, gets counted out, and keeps his title. But he leaves a beat down and unconscious Cesaro in the ring. With time running out, WWE fans lose hope. They wonder if Frost went to go all elite like so many other superstars from WWE, so many superstars around the world has gone. But then on the go-home show to Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns says something that hints of Frost's return. It's the Royal Rumble Tag Team Championships on the line. The Usos put their all into retaining at the Royal Rumble, and with the Uso splash, they retain. Later down the line, we see Solo Sikoa going against Big E for him to retain his Intercontinental Championship, and just like prophecy said, Solo Sikoa is still Intercontinental Champion. Main event, the Royal Rumble. Many thought Seth Rollins was going to win from number 1 into number 29. The Beast Incarnate comes out. Even though Roman wasn't in the building, he was definitely watching from a disclosed location. As Brock stands in the ring alone after throwing everyone else out, he waits, pointing at the sign for number 30. Number 30, Adrian Frost coming down to the ring as the crowd got off their feet, goes wild as he's staring a mud hole through Brock Lesnar. As these two brawled for a good 20 minutes, Adrian finally looked at Brock and said, "It's over." Frost has done it. Frost is the winner of the Royal Rumble after months of missing. Number 30, Adrian Frost, is gonna headline WrestleMania. Now we go to SmackDown. We go to a frustrated Bloodline after Frost's return. Solo and Roman Reigns begin to butt heads once again. The Usos backing out of the Bloodline because they don't want to choose sides between family. But Roman Reigns, while he's giving a promo, at the top of the ramp we see Goldberg, who challenges for the title at Elimination Chamber. And as Roman was about to decline, Solo accepted the challenge. As Roman goes face to face with Goldberg to end the go-home show to SmackDown, we go to the Elimination Chamber. In the Elimination Chamber, we see what superstars thought was going to be a squash match between Goldberg and Roman, with Roman being in favor. It was a complete opposite. Goldberg dominated and beat the hell out of Roman for 20 minutes. 20 minutes of straight brutalizing. Roman Reigns in position for a jackhammer. We will see Solo Sikoa interfere. Even though he didn't like Roman at the time, he still helped Roman. As Roman nails Goldberg with a spear. And of course, just like that, the bloodline stays on top. Roman is still champion. Later on, as we go to Fastlane, Adrian Frost comes out to say he doesn't give a damn who holds the title at Fastlane. He's gonna challenge for it. And of course, we know the bloodline prevailed. The bloodline stood tall at the end of Fastlane, holding all the SmackDown gold. The bloodline is finally back at 100%. Jimmy and Jay finally stepped back into the bloodline. Solo and Roman finally putting their differences aside. But the question is, can the bloodline withstand on the final stretch on the road to WrestleMania? As we approach WrestleMania, the bloodline stronger than ever. Roman Reigns was 100% certain that the bloodline was walking out with every single championship. And that quickly ended because the next week on SmackDown, it was a lot of tension building, and Adrian Frost left this message. See, Roman, you've been worried about me for so long. I don't even think you know what's happening within. See, you've been paying so much attention to me. I hope you know who's around you. After Adrian said that, Roman became skeptical, and he had a falling out with not only Jimmy and Jay, but with Solo Sikoa. Feeling like they was plotting against him, Roman backed away. WrestleMania finally upon us. WrestleMania 38 at AT&T Stadium. Things was looking brighter than ever for the bloodline as we started off with a tag team championship match. And of course, Roman Reigns watching. Hopefully, his cousins can retain. He will then hit a rock bottom, followed by a DDT that would knock Jey Uso clean out. And as Montez Ford went to the top rope, he gets countered into a spear by Roman Reigns. He will then go up to the top. Jey Uso nails a Uso splash, and the Usos will retain. But that wasn't it for the bloodline, because Cameron Grimes had an Intercontinental Championship match against Solo Sikoa. And Solo Sikoa was on the receiving end of a lot of heavy hits. Solo Sikoa looked like he was about to fall to Cameron Grimes. As Cameron Grimes sets Solo Sikoa up for a cave-in, leaving him face down in the ring. Something strange happened. As Jey Uso comes out, nails him with the 1D, and Solo Sikoa is still the Intercontinental Champion. The main event is finally here. Adrian Frost, Roman Reigns, Universal Championship, no disqualifications. This was a heavy-hitting match. One of the best WrestleMania main events we have ever seen. Adrian Frost and Roman Reigns were fighting all over the arena. Roman Reigns would then nail him through a table, following a vicious tombstone, leaving him out cold. Then he would throw him face first to the barricade, leaving him almost in an unconscious manner. Later in that match, Frost would get his revenge, putting Roman through a table. But as the fight came back to the ring, as the fight was coming to an end, Roman nails him with the spear. And as Roman sets up for another spear out of greed, it gets reversed into a pedigree. Roman Reigns looked to be out cold, but from pure exhaustion, Frost fell to his back, looking up at the lights. We will then see Solo Sikoa come down to the ring. Is this the final payout? Will Solo Sikoa complete the bloodline mission? He will then nail a super kick, but it wasn't to Adrian Frost. He super kicks Roman right into Adrian, who hits him with the pedigree. Adrian Frost was your new Universal Champion thanks to the help of Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa pretty much turned his back on the bloodline as Adrian celebrating in the ring with his new Universal Championship. We will see something very, very strange happen. Something that left fans very, very confused. We will see a stare down between Frost and Solo Sikoa. A stare down that left many people skeptical. Will Solo attack him? But out of nowhere, Frost turns his back on Solo. And just like Solo would stand behind Roman, he was standing behind Adrian Frost. As the fans finally realized this is probably what Frost was speaking on when he said Roman didn't know who was in his circle. But the question is, what will happen next?